Yeah, I think we are on YouTube. So let's start. Good evening, YouTube. We're here for another English immersion. My name is Warley, and the topic for today is, would you like to have flexible work? So we're gonna talk a little bit about this topic. But before starting, I would like to explain a little bit about Talk and Talk so you that are watching us on YouTube can understand how this immersion and how this platform works. So in a general way, Talk and Talk is a conversation platform for beginner, intermediate, and advanced speakers. It's not so important your level in English, and it's not so mandatory your level in English. The main idea here is to focus on the conversation and to focus on your confidence and your fluence as an English speaker. So that's the main idea here, to focus on the conversation. This is not a regular class. I'm definitely not an English teacher. I'm here to learn with you as well. And besides English, we have other languages on the platform, like Spanish, French, and Italian, I guess. And you can see all of that on the Talk and Talk website, okay? So with that in mind, I think we can go to the introductions, and after that we'll split ours and rooms, and we can start the conversation. So Diane, can you please introduce yourself first?
Yeah, for sure. It's a pleasure. It's here with you guys at 9 p.m. I am Daiane. I'm from São Paulo, but nowadays I'm living in Sorocaba. It's a countryside of São Paulo. And I'm here in Talk and Talk because I need to improve my English because I'm trying to generate another and different opportunities in international market of my area. In my area, it's marketing, social media, content, SEO. So besides that, I like to talk with another and different peoples, and I like to listen and understand their histories and talk about my experience too. It's it.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Diane. And what about you, Felipe? Can you please introduce yourself first?
Yeah, sure. Good evening, guys. My name is Felipe Lira. I am 46 years old. Currently, I'm living in Recife with my wife, my daughter, and some pets. Uh, I like in information technology area, specifically in network and security. My free time, I like to go the beach, riding a bike, travel when it's possible. And I'm here talking talk to mainly improve my conversation, no? English, listen and speaking mainly. That's it for now.
Great, that's great. And what about you, Daisiani? Can you please introduce yourself first?
Hello, my name is Desiane Guia. I live in Camaçari, Bahia. I work in the account. I am 35 years old.
Amazing, amazing. And what about you, Anderson? Can you please introduce yourself first?
Yes, I'm Anderson. I am 30 years old. I am from Recife, Pernambuco, but I live in state of Piauí. I work here. I work in IT area because I am studying English to improve my English level. I am Talk and Talk for 7 months, but I am trying to have more regularity. That's it. That is about me. My free time, I like to run. I like to practice some physical exercise.
Great. I understand you a lot because, in my opinion, consistency is the most difficult point related to learn a language, you know. So actually, I'm just here at 9 p.m. In a conversation with you because I'm a host, If I was a guest, for example, I would definitely not be here because being a host, I have the obligation, like the obligation. So because of that, I'm here, but it's difficult. After a tough day and a lot of work, it's complicated to be here on 9 p.m. speaking English. So yeah, I'm tired, but let's move on. Let's move on. And what about you, Tamiris? Can you please introduce yourself first?
Hi, good evening. I am Tamiris. I am 26 years old. I am from São Paulo and I live in São Paulo, capital. I am married. I have two little dogs. I am a student. I study library science and information science, and I work as a trainee in the library of my college. And I get here because I get to improve my English.
Nice. Pretty great, pretty great. And what about you, Diana? Can you please introduce yourself first?
Hi, everybody. I'm 24. My name is Diana. I am a pedagogue, and I was born and raised in Brazil, in the state of Bahia. I stayed from the northeast of Brazil, and nowadays I'm living in the United States of America because I'm doing an exchange program here in the University of Pennsylvania because I'm doing a master's degree in education, and my research is about hospital schools program for children, teenagers, and young people who are inside the hospital doing a long-term treatment.
Amazing, amazing. And what about you, Heider? I think is that right? Can you please introduce yourself first? I can't hear you. Your mic is on, but I can't hear you. Can you hear me, Heider? I think your mic is with a problem.
Are you hearing me now?
Okay. Now, yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead, please.
I changed my microphone. So
No problem.
I'm Heider, 35 years old. I live in Araraquara, São Paulo. I was living in Guarulhos, but I moved to here recently. I work in an aerospatial company. I am graduating in production engineering. I work as development engineer in this company. In TALKNTALK, I started, I think, 2022, but similar you said early, I don't have as so focused because I have a day so tired and I have a lot of things to do, and I know that it's complicated to have a constancy. But TALKNTALK helped me a lot in a period of my life because I improved my English a lot. But after that, I stopped to participate because I have a little problem with procrastination, and I need to improve a little. And I decided to participate today because I am procrastinating a lot my English, and I use a lot the English in the company that I work. Similar today, I was responsible for a meeting, and I had a little difficulty some words, and I thought, oh my gosh, I need to back to study a little. And in my free time, I like to cook. I suffer with Corinthians because I'm a Corinthians support. I like to watch in the games, and that's it about me.
Amazing. So, about me, my name is Warley. I'm 26. I live in Recife, Pernambuco. I work with IT as a project manager, and I'm a host here on TALKNTALK since 2022, I guess. I have started as a Spanish host, and nowadays I'm focused more on English. So I have been a host, English host since last year, I guess. So I like to learn about language. I don't like to study, but I like to learn about, and I like to practice the language. and I like to run. And yeah, I think that's all about me. So I will split us into rooms. The conversation will be better, and after that we can start. Okay. Before that, can you all see the questions on the chat? Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. So let me just split us into rooms. Just a second, and I'll explain. Let me see. Okay, and let me see the other one. Yeah, and I'll delete the first one. Okay, so the one that we received the invitation, please accept them, and you are going to the second room, and in 40 minutes, maybe less, 30 minutes, I guess, I will bring you back to the main room and we can end the conversation, okay? And the ones that don't receive the invitation will be here with me on the main room, okay? So, uh, and the other point, please be kind with the others. We are here on the conversation and it's a safe place to talk and just the conversation. So don't correct anyone if it's not needed. And yeah, and please be kind, okay? So that's the idea. And that's it. I will open the room. Okay, now I think it's okay. The ones that didn't receive the invitation will be here with me. So Anderson, Diane, and Raider. And that's all. Let's see. Yeah. So let's start with the question number one. In your opinion, what is flexible work and what are some examples of it? What do you think about that, Diane? Let me see your opinion.
In my point of view, flexible works where we can choose about our model of work, like remote or hybrid or on-site, and about flexible hours too, about our demands. You know, when we have a flexible routine, we have a chronogram to deliver, but we can choose our delivered in fact. And for example, remotely works, I think is it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you think the flexible work just work on remote work, for example, or it can happen on uh, full office work or something like that? What do you think?
I think it depends because inside the routine of that company, maybe the work hours or work routine can be flexible. I don't know how exactly, but it's possible for sure.
Amazing, amazing. And what about you, Anders? What do you think about this question number one?
Well, in my opinion, flexible work it's a work that allow you to absent during the day to resolve certain situations, some situation, okay? To go a doctor or a dentist, for example. When I need to travel for some period. For me, it's a flexible work. I think I also think that flexible work means being able to work fewer hours one day and more hours on another day to compensate. I think this is a flexible work, in my opinion.
Great, great. That's a good point. I agree with you. And what about you, Hayden? What do you think about this question number one?
Mm. So I think similar the people said is a work that you have more time for take care of you when you get to solve some things about your particular private life when you get to have more balance in your job and your private life when you get to choose your time that you work, you can start more late or early and stop more early also. When you don't need to necessary to, I don't know, bater cartão in English, but isn't necessary to every day to bater seu cartão. I don't know the words. When you is responsible for your attitudes, I think isn't decentralizing in a boss, for example, I think is so important. When you have a relationship with confident with the company, I think this is a little flexible work, too, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a good point. And have you ever worked on a place or a job like that with like flexible work, for example?
So today I work at Embraer, and here is a relationship of confidence. My contract job, I don't know, isn't remotely, but I can work at home when I need. I just need to communicate my boss, but is okay if I can't communicate for something I can to work at home, and I don't know. Uh, I don't know the word, but I can annotate my point. Eu anoto meu ponto, and I can to talk with my boss every day if I need to work at home. I prefer to work at the office and the factory because I work at the engineering area. I'm responsible for some assembly line there. But when I need to solve something, I have this flexibility to work.
Nice, nice. That's a interesting example. And I was thinking here because, in my opinion, flexible work is not just related to the work model, you know. In my opinion, the flexible work is also related to work model. So if you work in a remote way or if you work on a hybrid model, I think it's nice because you have this flexible work, you know. So you are from home, for example, some days or all the days. So you have this flexibility, but it's not just related with that, you know. I think if you can choose the start of your workday and the end of your workday, it's also a flexible work, you know, because you can have a flexibility on these points of when you start and when you end your day of work. So I think it's a nice point. And for example, related to these 2 points, Anderson, in your opinion, do you prefer to have a flexible work related to working remotely or in a hybrid mode, or just choose your start of the day and your end of the day? What do you prefer, for example, on a flexibility perspective? Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand. I prefer the flexible work with flexible hours. I work in IT area, and in my our area we work with projects, with goals, sprints, called sprints. The project to for 1 week or 2 weeks. And for me, it's important because I can I can focus in other area. of my life, to go to the gym, to run, to resolve some situation in my house, to eat more health, more healthily. For me, it is important. Some days I work more hours in my day, because in other day I need to travel. I need to work less hours, fewer hours to resolve some situation. For me, today it's very important for me.
Nice. And what about you, then? Do you prefer, for example, to have a remote work or a hybrid work, or do you prefer to choose your start of or end of your work day? What do you think it's better?
And in my dreams, mix the both situations maybe. But thinking about TLT, I think I prefer remotely first, because of the benefits of that. Because we need to start in an hour and finish it in another hour. It's just it. But thinking better, I think I prefer being entrepreneur because it's more difficult, but we can do our choices. But it's difficult because we need to generate these opportunities. And I don't know, I like the challenges because I was CLT and I was entrepreneur. And when we open this box, I don't know, something is changing, and I like it. In the future I want to entrepreneur again.
Yeah, that's a nice point because in the great or in the perfect world, would be nice to have a remote work and also have flexible hours to start and end your day of work, right? But in my opinion, if I should uh, choose just one of them, I would prefer to focus on remote work. I think the benefits, it's better, compared to hybrid model or full on office. Remote work, it's just the best. So I also prefer that, but yeah, in the dream of us would be both, but okay. So let's move on. Okay, so let's go to the question number two. Where is flexible work most common in your opinion, and why? Or maybe in which interest or in which jobs or something like that, some roles maybe, don't know. So in your opinion, what's that radar?
So, I think in some jobs, similar IT is more flexible. You can work at home. More, I don't know, manager areas, because in my case, for example, I needed to be, I don't know, near the assembly lines. So, sorry for the noise. My dog is a little noisy there. So in my case, I difficult because I needed to follow a lot of activities in the shop floor, and it isn't so common to have a remotely job. And if, for example, in IT area, I think in marketing, our age, I think I think it's better because it isn't necessary to have in the office. I think, and in this position, I think that the people works more. I don't know. I think it is better to work remotely because it can to balance your life with other activities, and I think the people works better. In my case, I don't work because I don't have a good setup at home, and my dogs is so noisy, similar you're here now, and I have a little problem. But I think in that job you have more flexibility.
Nice. I totally agree with you. In my opinion, and I think we all agree with that. Not always, or not all the jobs and the industries can work in a flexible work and with remote work or something like that. But a lot of them can, you know. So like tech industry, IT area, and some jobs related to creativity, you know, in a general way. You can work with a computer in a remote way, for example, and to have this flexibility, you know. Uh, but yeah, not always, and not all the industries, I guess. But what do you think about this question number two, Anderson? Let me know your opinion.
Uh, well, I think that most common flexible work is in information technology sector, marketing sector, design sector, and I think this is because in this area it's possible the asynchronous communication, and usually this area work with projects in the that weekly deadlines, projects to 1 week, 2 weeks. I think this.
Nice, nice. I totally agree with you. And what about you, Diane? What's your opinion?
I agree with you guys because in my life nowadays, I'm looking for the international market. So every jobs what I looking, it's remotely. And tech areas, marketing, consulting, it's have many different opportunities. So I think these areas can be the most of the topic here. But I don't know. Nowadays, it's relatively simple to manage different functions remotely. But I believe we have some different areas and that is impossible, like I don't know, construction or cooking. You know, I think it's it. And about your dog radar, don't be jealous, but you can look for my dog here. He just sleep and dream and deeply dreaming.
Oh my God, I have two dogs, but the Bobby is more complicated, a little crazy.
Clark is a gentleman. Olá, o Rabinho.
Good, so cute.
That's great. He's just hearing the English and dreaming, right? So that's nice. That's nice. So cute. And let me ask you another question, Diane. Maybe I can say that tech industry was a pioneer in this area, maybe on related to flexible work and remote work and all of this stuff. But what do you think the tech industry was a pioneer on this industry? What do you think was the causes of that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's just technology is just about technology because when we are thinking about it, we can see many different improvements along the way, along the time. I don't know how can I explain this, but the improvement in this area this can be the first one motivation to be pioneer in this topic about remotely. I think can be this.
Yeah, and I believe that the tech industry it's more easier to use that because we work on a computer and we can do a lot of things with a computer and with asynchronous communication and with communication tools as well, you know, like I don't know, Jira and Google Meeting, Zoom, and all this stuff. So in the tech industry, I think it's easier, and I believe that the pandemic was really cause of that, you know, because on the pandemic we developed a lot this point of remote work, flexible work, and a lot of people enter on this area. So maybe the pandemic was the biggest cause of that, you know, in my opinion. But yeah, actually it changed a lot after the pandemic compared to the period of the pandemic. But yeah, we have uh, a lot of flexible work nowadays yet. So yeah, that's great. And yeah, I think that's all. Let's move on now to the question number three. In your opinion, how does flexible work affect employees' productivity? Maybe on the positive points, maybe on the some negative points as well. So let me see your opinion, Anderson. What do you think?
This is a good question. I think that I work more. My productivity is bigger working remotely. And but I need equilibrate balancer. I need equilibrate balance in my life because I I I pass a lot of hours in front of my computer, 8 hours, 9 hours, because this my I need take careful with in my day by day. But it's part of the process. Working remotely for me, I feel more motivated to work. But that's it. That's it.
Do you think you have more problems about procrastination or some related points of that on the home office or in the office? What do you think?
I think for me, I think in the office. Depends. Depends because sometimes I am working and I get my cell phone to see some social media and I need to take careful because I can pass uh, 1 hour is 30 minutes. But in the last 3 years, I went to the office for one time only, 2 months ago, and during this period, I don't my productive was weak was weak in the office.
Yeah, I got you. For example, I work nowadays on a hybrid model, in a hybrid mode, and I procrastinate more on my home, on the home office, for example. But when I'm on the office, when I'm in the office, I can focus so well compared to work from home, you know, because I get distracted a lot because of the noisy and people are talking and all this stuff. So it's funny because sometimes I can't focus working from home because I procrastinate a lot, and it's more easier to procrastinate and get the cell phone and all this stuff. And it's complicated also in the office because I get distracted, you know. So it's complicated. Maybe it's just the point of uh, improving my procrastinating point at home, uh, and focus on that. And maybe I don't know. Actually, that's a good point because I don't know can I how I can solve the point of the noise on the office, you know. So that's a complicated point for me, but I definitely prefer to work from home, even with the procrastination point. And yeah, and what about you, Heide? Let me know your opinion about this question number 3. What is that for you?
So uh, I think depends the point of view, because if the people don't get to deliver a good job, can be in the office, can be remotely, depends of the delivery of each one. For example, I think the productivity improve a lot because when the people have the flexibility to take care of your life, to take care your children, for example, your pets, if inside of you is good, you will deliver a good job. But if we don't have flexibility to solve the things in our private life, I think it is almost impossible to deliver a good job because we can be a little worried about some things in our private life. I think depend, but in my opinion, improve a lot because we can balance our life. I think we can to do the gym, for example, to take your health or similar Anderson said. And when people have a balanced life in your private life, in your job, I think the deliverable and the productive improve a lot.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And we have this point about flexible work and remote work, for example, because we don't waste a lot of time on traffic, for example, and all this stuff. We can go to the gym and we can take care more about our health, you know. So that's a really good point related to flexible work and remote work, for example. But are you personally more productive at home or in the office, for example, Heide?
Oh, in the office because my dog is so is so noise. But this isn't just the problem. I don't have a good setup. But if I had a good setup, I prefer work at the office because I always worked in shop floor. When I was before the my college, I was operator, and I always work in the operation the machine. And in 2018 or 19, I became to engineer, and I started to work more office. But I like to be near the production, and I am more productive in the company.
Nice, nice. And what about you, Diane? What do you think?
I am with Rita because I believe people, independent of the model of work, can be productive or not. Depends the mood of today. I don't know. But talking about me, I prefer work from home for sure. Because here I have my home's comfort, I have my setup, and I can manage my movements. And in the office, when I was working in the office, and I went to to office. I was talking with another people and the noise, and I don't know, and I had many different distractions, and in the end of the day, I wasn't delivered what I needed. So I think in home I am more productive than in the office. And other people, I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree with you both because independent of the model or the mode, we have people, we have productive people and not, you know. So it depends of how do you prefer maybe to work as well, but you can be productive in the office and working from home, you know, in both modes. So
Yes.
uh, we can talk about what do you prefer, but if you are if you aren't productive, you can be like that in the both modes, you know. So that's the point, I
Yes.
believe.
Yes.
Um,
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Just a comment. I have been working remotely since 2019, and I understand my balance working in home. So I don't watch movies on YouTube. I ignore my homework tarefas. I don't know how can you say that in English, but I ignore the many different factors, and I focus on my delivers. And so we need to understand what the best way to work in home, and is it chores, my chores. I don't know, but can be.
Yeah, and I was talking about the distraction that I have on the in the office, for example, but we have a lot of distractions at home as well. You know, we have the cell phone, we have the other people's on your house, for example. We have a lot of things to do on your house if you take care of that and all this stuff. So we have distractions on both, you know. So you need to balance this point and you need to focus on the job, for example, on the work, because we have distractions on both. So that's
Yeah,
a common problem, but
yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's a
about
point.
responsibilities.
Yeah, that's it, that's pretty that. So let's jump to the question number 5. I think we have time for one more question, or maybe two. um In your opinion, what are the biggest challenges for companies that allow or that are allowing flexible work? What do you think, Anderson, about that? What do you think are the biggest challenges for the companies?
Biggest challenges. Good question. I think the biggest challenges is to maintain the motivation, the people motivation, uh, because be- uh, because uh, we speak is some procrastination, some things that some things in uh, our house uh, that can affect our productivity. Because this, I think that the main point is the motivation about the people, the professional, about the projects. I think is important. Define uh, define some process, define deadlines, goals, clear goals in all the projects. Okay, all tasks. I think this.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Uh, I also think that to maintain the culture on the company, it's difficult as well, because when you have flexible work and, for example, as a synonym, I believe, if you have a remote work, it's difficult to maintain the culture of the company when people don't meet each other all the time, for example. So that's a good point as well. And motivation, I totally agree with that. And what about you, Diane? What do you think about that?
I think for the smaller companies, the most difficult are manage the delivers or manage the employees' hours. But it's different in the big companies because it's easy to contract a software to manage their time about the employer's times. But the sense of community, you do the employees feel part of the company, I think is the most difficult topic. And about motivation, like Anderson said, I think it's it. That's what I felt when I was working in a big company. It's be part of something, and the way what they had to do this was creating many different meetings all the time, every day, many different meetings, and this doesn't work. For me, it doesn't work.
Yeah, maybe this point of to be part of something in a big company is like a inherent thing, because we on the big companies we have a lot of employees and all this stuff, and maybe if you have this remote work or flexible work, it's even difficult to maintain this culture and this uh, sense of culture and sense of the company and sense of a group. So yeah, and sense of a team, for example. So yeah, maybe it's a difficult one. It's a good point. And what about you, Heide? Let me know your opinion.
I think it is complicated. For example, in the company that I am working, they announced that they will cutting the remotely job. We will have starting January to 2026, just hybrid mode, and the company said that it should. I forgot the word strengthen fortalecer word, the interactions, and it should improve the culture of the company. For example, we have a lot of people that work there that never visit the Embraer. And the company allegates that it's necessary to have this culture, aeronautic culture, and for this reason decided to come back to the office work. And the other way, we are having a lot of improvement is in the company because we receive a lot of people that was working remotely, and we have to organize the offices, to buy a lot of computer, to improve a lot of areas that it wasn't using. Então we have a big challenge to receive these people that is back in the office.
Yeah, and in a general way, I can say this is not a valid argument, because it does make sense because as you said, you had like some employees on Embraer that never went to the office or to the build of the company. So that's a valid argument in my opinion. But yeah, that's a point. So welcome back, Tamiris. Let me know your opinion about the topic and about the immersion. What did you think? Actually, what do you think?
Hi. About flexible work, I think this is important because the employees with flexible work have a better quality of life and less time spent in traffic and I think the productivity increases. We have more autonomy in choosing our working hours, our day. So I think this is important.
Amazing. And what about you, Anderson? What did you think about the immersion and the topic? Let me know.
I like it. This is a good topic. I see the other question is it's a good the rest of the question are good, but because the time is not possible. But I like the
Amazing. I will bring this topic again, maybe on the part 2, maybe. So we are gonna use
it's good.
those
It's good.
questions. We are gonna use these questions. So amazing. And what about you, Heide? What did you think about the topic and the immersion?
Was so good and interesting to analyze this kind of job, to see the point of view of the Diane and the Anderson. Was a so good conversation, good level of English. I was a lot of time without study, and I had a little difficulty to understand so words similar. Diane said, entrepreneur. I don't know. I needed to search this word because I forgot, and it was so good to study, and I like a lot.
Amazing, amazing. And yeah, that's just important, this practice and to be here and just to have a conversation, you like observing some words and learn in a general way, so that's pretty important. Amazing. And what about you, Diane? What did you think?
I like this them because I like to think about my professional life and listen what and other people wants to say and what they are understanding about it. So it's good. I like it, and we can repeat this topic. I agree.
Great, great. That's amazing. So, guys, we don't have time for more questions, but I would like to send here on the chat the link of the survey. This is an anonymous survey. You can say what did you think about the immersion, give me some feedbacks, and maybe suggest other topics that you would like to talk about. Okay, so I hope you enjoy the conversation, and I hope to see you on the next time as well. Okay, so thank you.